Guys, welcome to another episode of, what is our podcast called?
It's called Table for One.
Table for One.
We're on a boat.
We are on a boat. We have a special guest, Love is Blind's Nick, with us today, and we're on his boat. So
good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming, Nick.
And thanks for coming up. Yeah, you guys first trip up to the mountains to come see me. It's overdue. So glad you guys are up here for the pod.
Absolutely.
We're in Dillon right now, so we made the trek up, and forewarning, I got sick as soon as I got up here. So if this podcast isn't good, I'm just going to give it on over to Isaac. And if I start sweating, or
And
have
I
to
drank
throw
after
up
him for the whiskey, so I'm probably going to get sick too. Give me 2-3 days. We're good.
Yeah, damn it. So sorry, guys, but we're here. We drove all the way up. We're not going to do it. So how's life been, dude?
Life has been good, man.
Yeah.
Focusing back on myself after everything.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been focusing too much on dating. Like when that comes, it comes. But for now, really excited about the business, really excited about life, and just kind of living. And the most important thing for me right now is just spending time with friends. Like I think the biggest thing is life is so short. Like got to make sure you're living every day like it could be the last and enjoying that, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like
Cool.
you're kind of back to baseline now, or everything's
Back to
just
baseline.
eased?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, all the craziness has come and gone for the most part. Like the Instagram blow up and all that, it's like settled back down to base, and that's kind of where I'm happy. You know, it was fun and nothing wrong with that, but I'm happy chilling out a bit.
Yeah, and you moved to New York, right? A part-time?
Jersey,
Okay,
but
okay.
Summit, just across from New York City.
Okay.
Again, yeah, part-time, mostly full-time, about 70% or so.
Just for the watch stuff?
So for the
Okay.
watch business, we opened up a new location out there in Summit, New
Okay.
Jersey. We have an office. It's a by appointment only, second floor in the busiest street in this town, which is a nice, wealthy town up in Summit, and it's a good spot. And we have a lot of good clients out there, and it's nice when celebrities fly into the airport, we can bring them on out to the shop, and then
hell yeah.
it's turning into a really cool place.
Do you ever go down to that Diamond District, or what is,
Yeah.
what is that? I mean, that's not, are you affiliated with any of those guys?
Yeah, sure. So I do
Yeah.
business with people in the Diamond District,
Okay.
and not to speak bad, but I mostly sell to the Diamond District
Okay.
rather than buy. Diamond District, there's a little bit of like shady dealing that goes
Yeah.
on sometimes. So I always advise my clients like, hey, you know, it's fun to watch the YouTube videos and things like that,
Yeah.
but you got to know who to trust and who not to trust. Because even the Diamond District dealers rip themselves and others apart by talking about like, oh, this guy ripped off this guy, and that makes all the clicks and all the content. But if you don't know who you're dealing with in the Diamond District, you can get ripped off so easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun though.
Yeah, I mean, like I was just in New York for 4 days, and honestly, I'm so glad to be back. It's just too much for too much people. I can't do it.
I know.
It's
You
not
go
for me.
for 30 minutes in the city, and I got to take a shower right afterwards. Like it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Do you feel like kind of talking about that show that we were on? I mean, was there any regrets, I guess, or do you feel like you were almost a little? Because when I was reading the comments, it was like too apologetic. Do you feel like that you maybe gave in or should have stood your ground a little bit more? Or?
Like the experiment as a whole,
Yeah.
I don't regret it. Would I do it again, having the same opportunity to run it back? Like,
Yeah.
no. I wouldn't do it again, having already done it once. Have declined other opportunities and other shows and exposure, but like the show itself, I don't regret.
Yeah.
I do regret a little bit of the reunion. I came in with a heavy weight on my chest. I had thought that I had said all my piece to Kate, you know, during the actual night at Stampede at that country bar, but she came in with an agenda. The other guys told me she came in with an agenda. They're like, they're rolling deep in the car. They're talking about how they're going to get back at you guys. I'm like, oh, great. But I honestly wanted to get the script, like, you know, and get away from all that and just say, hey, Kate, look, I'm sorry. I wish I would have stopped saying sorry a little sooner when I realized I think that she came in with her mission. And yeah, you know, that wasn't cool. But I can walk away knowing that I said all my piece. I just wish I wouldn't have been so apologetic when I realized that she wasn't looking for an apology.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any change in anybody's mind on that.
yeah.
If you could give yourself one piece of advice before going into the show, like now to your past self, what would that be?
Yeah, I think before going into the show would be, man, that's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
You know, I think take your time. Like, don't jump to conclusions. It's such a tiny window. And when they're like, hey, you got to find your fiance in under 10 days, that's pretty crazy. And especially when you only get an hour or so to talk to them or less a day to decide who your fiance is going to be in 10 days. Like, if I would have gone in, I did go in with intention, right? But if I would have gone in with the mindset of, hey, maybe it's not going to happen, to slow it down, to relax, I still think Annie and I would have hit it off for some reasons, but I wouldn't have felt like I'm in such a rush to decide if something's working or not. Things can always happen afterwards. I could have always gone back to Denver and decided, hey, I like this person, let's give it a shot. And I think the circumstance that you're in puts a lot of pressure on making a decision early. And I would have just told myself to chill out and not jump to any conclusions.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. How did you handle like some of the like? Bro, I'm fucking dying over here.
The backlash.
You
I
might
think he's
have
looking
to-
for
you
the
want-
backlash,
yeah.
the negativity.
You want to switch me, dude? Can you just? Can we switch
Really?
and you do, and I might just fucking.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm
dude.
gonna wing
I'm like
this.
fucking
So.
shaking, and I'm fucking.
No, you're good.
Okay. Slight intermission, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Isaac leading us off.
I don't feel good.
Joe is not feeling
I don't
100%.
feel good right now.
Where are we at?
I'll get
on
the
this
bucket,
thing?
dude.
I'm
There's
not-
under the laptop back there, that's actually an aerator.
No.
You want to puke right into there, it's good for chumming the fish in the spring.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The fuck. I might have to. Are you comfortable with doing it? I mean, do you wanna?
I'm gonna be winging this. So
Okay.
help me out, if,
Dude, I'm
if
sorry,
you
Nick.
can.
Maybe
It's
I'll-
No,
okay.
dude. We'll do what we can, and if
Yeah.
we need to do more later, we do more later.
Yeah,
we can
okay.
do more over the air, and we'll pocket we ball. Like I mean
Yeah.
it. Yeah, whatever.
All right, I've got a very serious question for you.
All right.
What did you mean when you said you were a size queen?
We were talking about the sale that's over here in the garage, and Annie made the comment, "Hey, it's huge," and so I don't regret that at all, right? Like
Yeah.
it was really funny. Obviously, people know what a size queen means, but I'm really secure in who I am as a person, and I can make gay jokes and laugh at that. And I don't think that's like mean or derogatory towards the gay community. I'm just taking something that they have and like joking about it, right? So yeah, when they're like, "Wow, that sale is huge. Your boat is huge," like all that, I'm like, I like to make people laugh. That's who I am.
Yeah.
I'm confident enough of my masculinity at the end of the day to make some absolutely heinous jokes.
Brother, I laughed. I thought it was funny. I was
thought it was
watching
funny.
it.
I
I
laughed
thought it was
too,
funny.
dude.
Yeah.
When I was like looking at that back, I thought, okay, that's gonna shoot me in the foot, but like also I'm like, nah, I don't take it back. It was awesome.
I didn't think it was that bad. I think people were just like jumping on you because like some people don't know what that is. Like I knew what it was, and they're like, oh, nobody, only
Who would know what that is?
yeah,
right?
a certain group or people that would know that what that means knows what that means. But I was like, I knew what a size queen
Yeah,
was.
to the gay community,
Yeah.
sorry, but we know most of your secrets at this point. You guys have been pretty vocal.
Yeah, I thought it was funny as well. I saw all the conspiracies online, and I was like, that was a good joke. Come on.
Yeah, there was this guy that made this TikTok about like, what did he say? He's let's see if I remember it. Dennis Rodman, right? He's like zesty, but he's like the Dennis Rodman zesty. I still don't know exactly what that means, but he's like, don't break into this guy's house, or I think his words were, he'll blow your muffin top off. I'm like,
Really?
I don't know what all that means still, but like, I think it's okay to make jokes and be confident enough to like have some fun with it too. Like you can be manly, you can be not manly, you can be whatever you want to be, and like, that's fine. But speaking of this garage, like manly enough for you guys? Because
I love this garage.
is it cool? Yeah.
You got it maxed out at this point.
Yeah. I can, it's like the manliest garage you've ever been in, right?
I think if we had more pictures of buff dudes around here, that would make it real manly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll work on that next time.
All right. After the experience, would you want to do anything else on TV if there's an opportunity that arised?
Yeah, I do more things on TV, hopefully away from dating, but I know that's where all the drama is at. So like I turned down some things, but I like think Survivor would be super fun. I had a neighbor growing up that was on Survivor. He said it was a great time. There's some other fun shows like Dancing with the Stars is
Bro,
cool.
I feel like I'm on Survivor right now. Dude.
Yeah, you're struggling.
You're losing.
You're gonna be voted off. Tribal Council is about to
Seriously.
speak, and you're not
Oh
gonna make
my
it very
God.
long.
Dude, Nick poisoned me for my comments, dude. I know what he's doing.
Yeah, I saw you rolling up.
Yeah, dude.
And then, I think the other fun would be like something like, I don't even know, is Naked and Afraid still on air? Like, that'd be a fun ass show, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even
dude.
sure.
Any of those survivalist shows, like the Bear Grylls collab. But, yeah.
Imagine
stuff like
Naked
that'd
and
be
Afraid
cool.
in the Arctic, dude. And just everything's so small.
I swear. It's not normally like this.
All right. Well, hey, let's get into your dating now. Are you
Yeah.
single now? You got a girlfriend?
I am still single.
Okay.
There's a part of me that really wants to find something, like wants to find meaning in life, and then going back to being able to travel and make memories with somebody else, like do things that are meaningful and make those memories. I think that's the most important part of dating for me, is to feel like it makes life a little bit more meaningful when you think you're building something with somebody. But I don't want to rush into that and like try to make connections that aren't quite right. And if something hits me, like if I meet a girl and I'm blown away, I think I'll know. But I'm not really doing too much right now to seek that out. Just focusing on myself, the business, and hopefully by the time I'm 30 in a year, I'm like ready to go.
Yeah. Have you dated from between filming and now?
Yeah, I've dated between filming and now. It was before the show aired. So obviously there was a point in which they knew that I was on the show. We talked about how that would all look, and, it was fine. And we had a very intentional and good relationship. But yeah, that didn't work out. It was a mature, good breakup. But haven't dated after the show has actually aired. And I think for that reason, like, I don't want to date anyone because of the show, right? Because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, date me, or like date my daughter, or like things like that, and all the comments. But even in dating, like meeting somebody at a bar, the question always comes up, wait, you're Nick from Love is Blind. And like, I don't know. That's not a bad thing, but I don't know if I want to date like that or have that speak for me.
Yeah.
Something about me just wants to have this natural, like, organic spark.
Yeah, that's kind of what we talked about with Jordan. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's, it's kind of a tough position to be in. And, you don't fully know their intentions or where their heart's at.
Right.
Here's the one. I got to ask this. Have you ever dated an ex-fiance?
An ex-fiance? No, I've never dated an ex-fiance. Well, wait. There was, one time.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
A lot of people don't know this, but like Andy and I, we broke up on the show, and wait a second, yeah. But yeah, so dating an ex-fiance. Yeah, so people don't know this, but after Andy and I broke up, we thought like, hey, we connected for a reason, right? We both put our best effort into this. Let's find out if it was just the cameras, if it was just all of the like more, like give me some feedback here. Why are you breaking up? This doesn't make sense. Like all of the little pieces that went into it and like kind of the stage coaching, like I think I'm allowed to say that, but we didn't want to get into a breakup that was just going to be show related. Like if we break up, we want it to be on our own terms, right? So we tried to date briefly after the show. We realized it wasn't going to work. It only lasted about a week. But yeah, it was one of those things. We tried, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Annie's a great person. I wish her all the best. Her guy is awesome. I met him. He's such a cool dude for coming up and introducing himself to me. And I'm sure it was so tough for him after the show to like do that and see that.
I bet that's intimidating.
And live with her through that.
Yeah.
When the show was coming out, I was stressing because it was like stressing for me, but also more so stressing for my family that had to watch it and look at people's opinions and like go online and read the stuff. My mom could stay off the internet, but I only imagine him like as a boyfriend trying to cope through this, and Andy probably had to hold his hand through this. And it's hard to heal yourself when you're also like trying to bring other people through something. So more power to him, and also just his resilience and character. That's awesome. They were able to date through this, and I wish them nothing but the best.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's very interesting. And I wish Joe was here so I could ask him the same question if he wanted to try it after filming. Because, there's that part where you feel like it would be different and, a lot less pressure. And anyways, do you think dating will be harder now since the show, with people having a certain perception of you? Or you think it'll be easier with, sure you got tons of options now?
Options for sure. But I mean, your Instagram DMs, it's a tough option. Nothing, I appreciate everyone. But again, do want to meet somebody organically if I can. And dating, Love is Blind is, okay, I guess it was the number one show on Netflix for a while, but it fades into obscurity. We all fade into obscurity. And I think I'm already starting to see that a little bit. I'm returning to normal, returning to baseline. And I travel a lot. So I meet people that don't expect me to be places. Like no one expects somebody from Love is Blind Denver to be out in Jersey where I'm at right now. So dating out there is nice, and people don't know me as well, and that's cool, But I mean, eventually you're like, hey, what's your Instagram? And then it all comes up, and I think that'll be pretty rough. Like, I don't want somebody to look back at all the comments and think like, wow, this guy's either people said I was a good communicator, or people say I was like a love bomber, or people say this and that. But if it's like all this is coming to the table, and somebody who you're interested in dating is probably going to deep dive on your profile and see all these comments about love bombing, and they're going to be like, I don't know, like, hey, does this guy even love me? Is this part of whatever? Like, I want to be more than what I was on the show. Yeah. I think that'll be tough, but I think people will see it. People see me for me. And everyone that's had a conversation with me for more than 5 minutes has realized, no, you're not the guy on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I see that as well. I mean, not that I honestly think you had a good showing on the show, and
Yeah,
I know,
good
you
redemption.
know, everybody had a bit and piece that, you know, no one's perfect, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can say for sure, you know, such a genuine, nice guy.
Thanks,
I
man.
always enjoy hanging out with you
I
and
appreciate that.
whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good guy too, dude. It's fun
Hey,
hanging out
thanks,
with you.
man.
We got a lot in
Yeah.
common. It turns out. I love track
Yeah.
and field and
Oh,
everything else,
totally.
and yeah, we could go for a long time.
College runners here.
Yeah,
Um,
ball sports guys for sure.
yeah. What is dating like in Dillon? You live in Dillon, I guess Jersey as well. And how many women are in Dillon?
Yeah, so gosh, there's sayings up here, you know, about the dating pool. To keep it PG, like there's more guys than girls up here, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's an outdoorsy spot. You know, it is really cool because being up here, I can shoot a shotgun off my back porch and no one will care. Like it's an outdoor space, it's quiet. But when you're doing something, right? And when you're out there, like you're skiing, cross country skiing, you're backcountry, you're out hunting, whatever, and you come across somebody or mountain climbing, like you come across somebody in the same hobby as you and you run into them, it's like easy conversation. You see a woman and she's attractive and it's like, great, we're doing the same thing, super easy to hit it off.
Yeah.
And then if she's attractive, great. And you already have so much in common because you're doing similar things. So dating up here is really great in that sense that like, if you know what you're about, and it takes a special kind of breed to live up at, you know, 10,000 feet and want to be outside in permanent winter up here. But I love that. And so you do meet people very easily and organically, but the dating pool is very small. So it's like maybe you have a 200 person dating pool of like active singles at the same time. So yeah, you can burn through your options pretty quick.
Yeah, I feel that. See, so that's why I come from Montana, and honestly, I felt like I was in Billings, and I felt like the dating pool was too small, and that's honestly a big part of the reason why I moved to Denver. And I can't say that really helped the dating.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nice in Montana. I feel like, you know, we had a lot of similar interests and lifestyles, and then here there is more options, but, you know, not necessarily aligned on everything. And you know, I can't say that one is really better than the other.
Small town dating is tough. It's unique.
Yeah.
It can be really great, but it can also be a challenge because you're not going to have as many fast relationships and like burn through them and say this person didn't work, this person kind of worked, but not really. Yeah. It's like you're more committed if you get into a relationship up here because also you have to make sure you better end on good terms because you're going to see them at the grocery store every other day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you better end on good terms.
Yeah.
Or at a local concert or anything.
Mm-hmm. So what was your longest relationship?
Ever or after the show?
Ever.
My longest relationship was about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, very serious but good and healthy relationship.
Yeah. What age were you?
I was in college. I was junior, senior year of college, and then for 2 years after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that?
Yeah. You know, that was more of an opposites attract kind of relationship. We were both in college and we're both academics, and you know, that was what brought us together. But there were a lot of things that we like to do in life that were different. After college, I wanted to go out and do my own thing. That's why I live in Colorado right now. Had my hobbies, the outdoors. And she was, you know, extremely bright, extremely gifted. She wanted to put her time back into academia. Like, that's fantastic. But we just had a little bit of a split on that. Didn't find as much time, you know, where we could kind of come together. But the most important thing I took from that, like, we didn't break up because of that. We could have probably made that work. I think the biggest thing I took from that is don't put all your eggs into one basket. When we were together, and given it was also during COVID when we were together, so it kind of smushed us together, but like never let go of your friend group when you're dating. If you're dating for a long time, it can be really easy to lean on the other person for all of your enjoyment and all of your socialness in life, but you lean on that person too much and you end up pushing each other away. Like you got to maintain your friend groups. And I think the most important thing in a long-term relationship, something that's going to work, is independence. For me, that's really important. Like, I'm going to have my friends, you're going to have your friends, and hopefully we can all hang out together at some point. That's great. I love that. But like at the end of the day, I want to hear what you did. I tell you what I did. You can't just expect to get all of your social like enjoyment out of the same person that you're going to end up dating. Yeah. Very good to have your friend groups and like activities that you can do separately. That's how I think long-term relationships work. That's something I learned from that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah. I like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
So what about now? What is marriage still the goal? Are you taking it easy on dating, looking seriously, or where you at this moment?
Marriage is still the goal. You know, what's important for me in the long term, like I do really want to have kids with the right person. And I think I'm going to be a good dad someday. Like my dad was awesome towards me. If I can be half the dad that he was, then that's going to be a win.
That's how I feel about my dad as well.
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
He's great.
I mean, but like that's really cool that you say that, because that's the way I feel, and I want to be a good dad and bring kids in the world. I think 2 kids would be great. But here I am talking about kids, and I didn't even answer the question of like a girl or like a partner, right? So that's important to me when it comes, but I think I want to make sure my marriage lasts, and I want to do it with the right person. So while kids is the end goal, right, and giving them a really good upbringing and making sure they have every opportunity, I got to meet a really good person first. And it's a little scary sometimes thinking like, I know I'm not the one with the biological clock, but I'm going to be 30 and I've got nothing figured out yet. It's a little weird because, sure, I have the time. And I've been good at convincing myself over the last couple of years that I have the time. But I kind of like wish you could snap your fingers and just have it. Like, I want to find that person. I want to find who I'm going to build the rest of my life with, because I have all these goals. But I think that's okay to wait. It comes in time.
Yeah.
But that's totally the goal for sure.
Yeah, you really can't rush it, wait for that right person and build upon that. And, if it is that right person, I feel like you guys will get there.
Yeah.
And that's so much better than rushing into something.
Because what is the divorce rate now? Like 55, 60%?
Yeah.
You probably know it on the podcast. You've talked about it, probably 65, 60. It's something up there.
Yeah. So I went through it a while ago. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's high right now.
Having had, parents in the past in different relationships that were divorced and then coming together, it's like, they are now in a really good place. Like they found each other, right? But in their previous relationships were divorced, and that's really tough with kids.
Yeah.
And so I never want to do that to my kids if I can help it. Sometimes you can't help it, and that's okay. You can still have a great relationship with your kids and not be together, and the biological, like with your biological family, nuclear family, that's the word I'm thinking of. But like if I can help it, I want to have a really solid foundation, and then bring kids into the world after that.
Love it. Yeah. All right. Do you want to do a segment brought to you by our sponsor?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. All right. And we're back. And just so you know, this is Joe's sponsor segment. I have nothing to do with it, but filling in for him. He's got me in a tough place.
All right.
This segment is called What Does Nick Think? I'm going to show you a few pictures, and you let us know what you think.
All right.
We'll start off with this picture.
He probably pulls mad babes.
I like it.
Great picture there, Isaac. What did you? What was the response that you wanted out of
that? You'll have to ask Joe. I don't know what he was fishing for. All right. You know what? I'm skipping that one. You know who that is?
Is that Nick?
That is Nick.
Man, Vanessa is a lucky woman.
Vanessa's very lucky. All right, I'll give you one more.
Who's that? A vampire? Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, you look like a very handsome, well put together young man in that picture, Isaac.
A little weird, maybe?
Any woman would be lucky to have you. Look at that.
Oh,
let me see that picture a little closer.
That was my senior photo.
Oh, nice.
I won Homecoming King with that photo, actually.
Oh, the dog's got the Dracula teeth too?
Yeah, so I was actually best dressed in high school because I would wear an animal shirt every day.
I'll let you keep that in case you want to, frame it. How many of those do you have hanging in your house?
The shirtless ones, like 50. My photos, 0.
Really?
Yeah, we'll have to
not like up and down the fridge?
No.
Or, no. You can actually. Can I have those photos? Like all of them?
They're all yours.
I have a
Hold the Nick one tight. There was one I didn't.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. There's some good ones in here. There's one that wasn't shown, but might be framing these. Some fridge content for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, sorry about that again. That was Joe's segment. I had nothing to do with that.
Well, fair is fair.
Yeah. All right, let's get into your hobbies. Tell us a little bit about your hobbies.
I was just straight facing you because I thought it'd be funny just to look with the blank face.
Yeah,
I like it. We're good, trust me. Yeah. So getting into the hobbies, yeah. Go ahead.
Tell us a little bit about your hobbies. You do F1 stuff, and I know a lot of skiing and snowboarding.
I like everything, man. There's so much up here to do in Dillon. Every year I find something within 5 minutes of my house that I had no idea existed. This year it was the motocross track. They were building that. And just found out. So got a dirt bike. I've been jumping, and trying to do these tabletops and step ups and having fun with the MX guys. And then, like snowboarding, skiing, backcountry, cross country skiing, running, hunting, fishing. Gosh, like, there's so much you can do up here, which is cool. But I like to say that I have a lot of hobbies. I'm subpar at most of them, but like I can still keep up. So, like whitewater rafting, like mountain climbing, like there's so much to do up here. So I like it all. Anything to get me outside, I'm stoked with. And then racing. That's been a big thing for me too. So once a year I go out to a track in Germany called the Nürburgring and do like this car swap program where I'll let somebody use my Cobra out here. I like take it to a track day and I'll go out there and use one of their cars. So it's like couch surfing, but like for cars. So I get to drive a race car around a really sick track. And then this year I want to do Spa Francorchamps. Well, next year. That's another track out in Belgium. And then, the newest hobby, which I'm pretty stoked out about, is living in New Jersey. I'm doing my pilot's license right now. So I'm going for my full pilot's license. And then I'm going to go for, right now I'm VFR, so visual. Then I'm going to go for IFR, which is the instrument rating. But yeah, I've been loving flying. Eventually I want to get a bush plane, park it in this garage and place at the boat and be able to fly up here in the mountains or maybe a helicopter and drop my friends off at the top of these mountains and like get them the fresh POW. Like I love flight, anything to do with that. So that's been the biggest hobby.
An adrenaline junkie, yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it important that your partner enjoys similar hobbies as you?
No. I've realized this. Like I have a lot of hobbies. I think the most important thing that my partner can do is rather than like participate in all of them, just show an interest. Like that's cool. If I want to talk about it at the end of the day, like awesome. And if you want to talk about anything you want to talk about at the end of the day, awesome. And I will take a genuine interest in it. I don't care if it's underwater basket weaving. Like if that's your thing, I want to learn everything there is to know about underwater basket weaving. Yeah. And like, I hope you tell me about it. Right. Yeah. But I don't care that my partner enjoys everything that I've, enjoyed or will enjoy. I've had relationships like that before. And it's never ended well because you're always like, there's a good competitive nature I have, right? And I think it's fun to be competitive with your partner and push each other. But I don't want it always to be about that. Yeah. It's nice to have your own things.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
I guess taking a tangent from that, what are some of the bigger red flags you look out for in dating?
Yeah, big red flags I look out for in dating. One is like trying to match too much. Like you hear the other person has these hobbies, right? And you'd be like, oh, I'm all about that too. Mm-hmm. Like I don't actually care if you have all the same hobbies. And if you want to show an interest, like great. But I don't care if somebody is also into skiing or boarding as heavily as I am. And it's okay. Like if you pretend and you want to like make that your thing, then you'll be unhappy in the end and I'll be unhappy in the end. And it's like not worth it. So, don't try to match everyone. Just be happy with who you are and bring your hobbies and what you have to the table. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Other red flags that I look out for in a relationship, I think the biggest thing is how you treat your friends. That's like the number one telltale sign in a relationship is if you treat your friends poorly, I know you're going to be a poor partner. Like, I can't put up with that and it's such an ick. Like,
oh, totally. Especially not only your friends, just how you treat, just random people, your waiter, waitress.
Yeah.
And
the waiter, waitress is a big one too.
Yeah.
Right. And I worked in the, service industry for 3 years. And, I think everyone should have to work in some kind of retail or service industry, by the way. Like, I don't care if you're, what you have in life, like do something working for other people at one point just to get the feeling for it. Yeah. I think if everyone had to do that, it'd be a different type of situation.
Yeah.
But like back to the point, the way you treat people says a lot about you.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't tolerate any kind of like elitism or like I'm better than you mindset. Like that's a big red flag for me.
Just kind of spitballing at this point. What would you say in your past relationships have been like the downfall or, the reason for it not working out long term or leading to marriage?
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Sorry.
It's a tough one. No, but you're good. And I find a lot of fault within myself on that, when it goes into like reasons why relationships haven't worked out, there's a lot of times, and I realize I have to do some self-work here where I don't know why relationships won't work out. I will like just break it off with somebody and be like, I'm not feeling it. But like, what am I expecting to feel? Like, it doesn't have to be puppy dog love all the time because that's not what a good relationship is. And does that also mean I'm not ready for a relationship? Like, that's a good question. Am I? I think I am, but there's a lot of self-work to be done there to make sure that I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
And if I can exit a relationship, especially if it's been like over a month or two, and been like, I don't really know why I'm calling it off, that's a red flag on my own part. Like, I have to realize that I got to do some work to figure out what I really want out of things. So I'm trying to be better about that and be intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I feel like for me, I've been trying to be very intentional up front, I've been one to ignore some red flags up front, and then, you enjoy hanging out with them. And it's like, oh, we'll see where this goes. And
yeah.
And you're 6 months in, and it's like, oh no, what am I doing?
What are you doing? Right.
So I don't know. I've been trying to have like that marriage mindset and, that alignment, morals, values, intentions, you guys want the same things. Are you both striving for marriage? Are you ready for that at this point, at this stage in life?
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, just being intentional from the start and, not giving time and energy if it's, not leading that way.
Well, what do you think, Isaac? I mean, people don't ask you questions on the show all that often. Like, what do you think has been the downfall of your relationships? Because as a guy myself who, like, sometimes I know exactly what it is, but there's other times where I'm less sure. I just know it's not going to be with that person. Like, what is it like with you? If you ever have those relationships where you're just not sure, but you're not feeling it? Like, how does it, how do you deal with that?
So I mean, I haven't actually seriously dated in about 5 years.
Okay.
And so I don't know, I would equate like when I was younger, it was really just looking to have fun and, do I enjoy hanging out with this person and, dismissing those red flags up front.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I feel like the last 5 years, I, just been overly intentional and looking for that and making sure
overly intentional.
I would say so. I think
over the last 5 years. So you're saying like you might dismiss people early just because you're like, if they don't have relationship material or they're not looking for the end goal, you just kind of suss that out early, or is it something else?
I think there's some self-sabotage as well. Like, really
I'm
don't
guilty.
want to go through
I'm
another heartbreak again. So,
right.
I'll see a couple things, get scared and run or.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At this stage of life, just really looking for something long-term and trying to be, intentional with those red flags and, the alignment. So.
Yeah, it's tough. And if somebody doesn't align to like what you think, you deserve in life, or maybe what you think they deserve, which is also fair. Sometimes I listen to somebody tell me about all their goals and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be that for you, and that's fair because you got to play it real. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like it's tough modern day because, social media, dating apps, there truly is unlimited options. So I think I've really been guilty of, finding a great girl and being like, okay, but I could probably find something better. And, you go back 20 years, the internet's not as present. And, I think at the end of the day, it's about getting yourself to where you're ready for something serious and then, finding someone compatible and building with them rather than always, seeking the best thing possible, which not always realistic,
Yeah. Valid. I think sometimes it's okay to like be not perfect in a relationship and feel that out. Because I think that the closest I've been in a relationship to feeling like it's ready for a marriage was that 4-year relationship that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a 99% perfect relationship, but I was too young to realize that I didn't have to have a 100% perfect relationship. Now, I don't know if it would have worked out. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. But does it have to be perfect? I think that's the question. Like, is life sometimes about being with somebody who you really enjoy being around and you're not going to be a perfect match at the end of the day? But like, how are you going to be a perfect match with anyone? Everyone's a person, and sometimes there's beauty in like the mismatch, right?
No, it's so true. My mom hit me with really hard line. This is years and years ago, but I guess to preference, her and my dad have the ideal relationship. They've been so steady, so loving, supporting of us, and just so much love to give.
Yeah.
That's like my goal marriage, would to be just like them. But she told me once, she's like, you can't really strive for perfection. Like at the end of the day, marriage is kind of just a cure for loneliness. And then you have to be willing to make sacrifices and, it's not about you and you're not going to find something perfect. And I think that really resonated and has a huge impact on dating now for me.
Right. I wish I would have known that when I was younger, but then again, I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I didn't go through what I went through. So
exactly.
no regrets.
I mean, that's all dating is. It's just learning experience after learning experience.
Right.
And, you know, you pick up on what you want, what you need. And
Right.
It's all growth.
And I think that's the biggest thing is staying adaptable and
yeah.
not even adaptable, but just like being open to experiences in life and figuring out like, hey, this person wasn't the person I typically go for, but this surprised me. And I think that's one of the cool things about the show is that I was open to being surprised by people.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm going to take a slight tangent. You want to tell us about your businesses? Do you?
Yeah.
You're a watch dealer, and do you do any other
watches
side projects?
Yeah, watches are the main thing right now. So really blessed and fortunate to be in the industry. I absolutely love what I do. Buy and sell luxury watches, and it's pretty sweet. The people I get to work with on a daily basis are household names, celebrities, and also your HNIs, like high net worth individuals that are very stealth wealth, and you never recognize their names, like royalty of different countries, like leaders. Like it's been super cool because watches have such a unique appeal to them. They can be a one of one, which are a lot of requests we get, like for these 6-figure, like $300,000 plus pieces, sometimes even in the millions. For like, hey, I want something that nobody else has. But the more common requests that we get are around the like $10,000 to $50,000 price point, and that's really cool because watches, when you buy them right, and what I enjoy about my job is that we can advise people on how to buy them right, how to get into a piece that's going to be something that appreciates rather than, you know, to make the purchase and it's in the gutter immediately. There's watches that do that. One is good, one is bad. It all depends on the brand, how hot it is the piece, can you get it, can you not, the demand. So we help our clients with that. But yeah, I love what we do. And I think if, you know, there was something I would say to like young professionals in any industry, it would be to get a watch. Like it's something that you can afford. I think the best watch starts at $3,000 and up. Like around $3,000, it's an Omega Speedmaster or Seamaster. And then around $6,000, $7,000, you can start getting into your entry level Rolex. You can get Rolex cheaper, but like that's your limit for watches that are going to last and appreciate in value, like $6,000 to $7,000. And from there, you can go up and sky's the limit. But as somebody who is a business owner and also who has worked for business owners and they've complimented my watches, easiest networking tool in the world. The CEO of your company might be wearing a Patek Philippe worth $120K, but they're going to see your Rolex Submariner worth $10K. And if you can afford that, and again, mind you, it probably goes up 7% a year, just like the stock market, they'll comment on that and they'll say, hey, that's awesome. I like your Rolex. Boom. Instant connection to the top of the company. Like such a sweet networking tool. So I love talking watches at like any level. But yeah, that's what we do. Buy and sell watches.
Okay. How'd you get into that?
Yeah. Back in college, I was working 3 jobs. I was a bartender. I drove the buses and I taught surf lessons and didn't have any money. So I was like trying to make ends meet. And I sold a watch to the bouncer for cover to a bar, $20. And I'm like, hey, this watch off my wrist, it was worth probably $20. Macy's watch, $20. Let me into the bar. Okay, cool. Next day on Facebook Marketplace, $40, crossed through, sold. I see my same watch up for sale. And the guy sold it. I'm like, damn it, that's my beer money.
Yeah.
So $20 that I didn't have before that I could have lost out on an opportunity. I started buying and flipping like little things since then. So a watch I'd buy for $30, I'd flip it for $35. After $8 shipping, I lost $3. Damn. But I do that again and again and again. And eventually I made $10 on a watch. Eventually I made $100 on a watch. And long story really short, I invested everything until I got to my first Rolex. And that's when I decided like, I'm going to stop on my first Rolex. I've done it. It's cool. But I was addicted to it at that point. In 3 days of getting my first Rolex, I sold it, kept reinvesting all the money. And then I got a big enough name in the industry for somebody who buys and sells watches at competitive prices that people started hitting me up as repeat clients. And essentially that's how it grew into what it is today. One More Time watches. So yeah, really awesome.
Oh, that's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's been great. I feel really blessed to be able to do that. Yeah. And something I'm passionate about too.
Yeah.
I was working a job in health and law, and like the legal job was 40 hours of the week compared to 10 hours in watches, making the same amount. When I got to that point, I jumped ship, and that was during COVID. And I remember my dad being like, you're leaving your job you went to college for to hawk watches. But I'm like, yeah. And never looked back. That's all worked out since then.
So what's your day-to-day look like doing that?
The nice thing about selling watches is like my day-to-day involves talking to a lot of people. I can jump on the phone, talk about things that I'm passionate about. I can also take leisure time. I'm out here in Colorado right now, even though the business is out in Jersey. I get a lot of opportunities to travel. Maybe a watch is in Dubai, I'll go fly out there. Or Hong Kong, I'll go fly out there. And can live this life of perceived leisure, but like a lot of hard work too. So it's fun. It's a lot of back and forth. That kind of gets in the way of dating sometimes, though. Definitely have a very busy schedule. And until I'm in one place full time, it's also going to be hard to date. Because if I'm between Jersey and here out in Dillon, like, not the easiest.
Yeah. That's cool. It sounds like you got some flexibility, and that's always nice.
The flexibility is really good.
Here's one for you. What do you think of this bad boy?
Oh, the Apple Watch.
That was Joe's question. I think he's got a G-Shock.
Nice. I respect the G-Shock more. Look, here's what I should say, and here's what I shouldn't say. What I should say is, like, I'm staunchly anti-Apple Watch. Yeah. But, like, if I could put Strava on my Rolex, that'd be really sick. So there's perks for sure.
Dude, I was always a Garmin guy.
Yeah, I got my Garmies.
So I got the Apple Watch actually to put music on so I could run with music, and then I'd have the Garmin on the other wrist.
Yeah.
And then it's like I could just do it all on the Apple Watch. Like, I know it's not the Garmin.
The CEO life, though, is like to have the Apple Watch on one wrist and the like Rolex on the other. Yeah. And it's such a douchebag move. I hate it when I see people doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad as if it's a Whoop or something like that on your other wrist, because it's like not really telling the time. But when you got an Apple Watch on one wrist and a Rolex or like a Patek on the other, it's like, man, pick one.
What's your favorite watch you have?
My favorite watch that I own is the one I wore on the show.
Okay.
It's a 5968A Patek Philippe Aquanaut. It has a very famous like orange pattern in it, the orange and the black, and it's often most worn on the orange strap. I wore on a few, straps on the show, but like that one's the favorite. That's one that I'm never selling.
Okay. I don't know anything about watches, but that sounds pretty cool.
It's sick. It's one of those watches that you can't get at retail. It trades on the secondary market for about 4 times the retail value. But the cool thing about a watch that you can't get at retail is it's a great conversation piece, because people will go up to you and say, hey, I've been on that wait list forever. When am I going to get one? And then you say, hey, you're never going to get one. The wait list is like 100 years long. It doesn't even exist. But I can get you one, and here's how. And that's our business. That's what we do. We know what people will pay for a watch when the demand outweighs the production, and we bridge that gap.
Okay. Has the show affected business?
Yeah, business has been good because of the show.
Okay.
Originally, I wasn't prepared for all the cold outreach, because there's so many people saying, like, I want a $50 watch. I'm like, I don't really do that.
Yeah.
But there's also been a lot of people, in one instance, somebody trading in a $200,000 watch. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I didn't expect people who watched Love is Blind, for better or worse, to like be trading $200,000 watches. Like, before I went on the show, I'm like, oh, it's brain rot TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not about it. But hey, everyone's got a partner out there that watches the show, and hey, this guy just watches. I've gotten so many of those. Like, my wife was watching the show, realized you're a luxury watch dealer. I've been looking at this Rolex for a long time, and it's always like my wife was watching it, or sometimes my husband was watching it, said he knew a watch dealer, and that's been the really cool connection to come from it. Yeah.
Okay. What is something you think people don't understand about you, like, after watching the show? What's misperceived?
I think the biggest thing that people don't understand about me that irks me, or maybe like it doesn't irk me, but something I just live with, right, is that people see me as a very highly apologetic, insecure person.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that's how the show forces you to be kind of back into your corner. If you do something wrong, the perception is you've done something wrong, and now you have to apologize for it, and now you have to make good on it. All my friends that I'm around, when I'm hanging out with them, like a highly confident person, right? And I'm not talking like 7 habits of highly effective people, like the book Confident. I mean, like, I'm just comfortable with who I am, right?
Yeah.
And people see the show and they're like, oh, this guy, I hope he's comfortable with himself someday. I'm like, I'm happy with who I am, but I've never been in front of the camera before, and I've never had a narrative written about me over like 6 hours of film that's supposed to dictate the last 30 years of my life. So if you buck the mold, if you say, hey, what was shown on Love is Blind isn't me, you sound like you're in denial. And if you go with it, you're just playing into like kind of the script that was written. So everyone's more important than that. If you were to like flip the script and talk about any person that watched the show, and they said, hey, you get 10 hours to film, tell us your life story, but they only have to use the parts that make for good TV and drama, you think that's going to be the most accurate representation of you? So I think what people see is this apologetic person that's like not super secure in himself, but I love my life. I love what I'm doing in life. And, I look forward to the day I meet somebody that wants to join me on that journey. So I'm really happy with who I am. Like, I think everyone should know that.
Yeah, I like that. I also think, I mean, I didn't necessarily perceive you like that. I honestly had a lot of respect for you. Like you were able to own your faults and apologize,
Thanks, man. Thanks,
you
Isaac.
know,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think a lot of people in life could do better at that. And yeah, I mean, I thought you handled it very well. And
Appreciate you for that.
yeah,
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 yeah.
absolutely.
That's
Um,
funny, because people are, even people that you know pretty well. I've kind of lived with this through therapy and everything else in the last few months. I've had, hey, if somebody knows you, right, they're not going to garner their opinion of you based on what they watched on a TV show,
yeah,
right? But somebody doesn't know you that well, they're going to want you to explain everything. If you're like kind of their friend, kind of not, and like, hey, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? Like, I shouldn't have to explain myself or the story on TV. And that also kind of really shows you like who understands you and who doesn't,
yeah,
in a sense, right?
yeah,
So just a
exactly.
observation.
This is Joe's question, but
Mhm.
he's puking in the bushes right now.
R.I.P. Joe.
R.I.P. Nick, why are you a catch?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
You can brag on yourself a little bit.
Brag on myself?
Don't
Well,
be humble here.
Yeah, why you should date me.
Tell the ladies.
Look, I am looking for somebody who is, ready to go on an adventure in life. I want a travel buddy, but I also want a confidant. I'm a catch because I also value a woman's contribution to a relationship just as much as anything else. Like, and I even think in saying it like that in this, is a little bit, what am I saying? It's like, I'll reset, I'll restart. But like, I want in a relationship a woman who is super confident, is going to believe in herself and what she wants to do in life and tell me about it at the end of the day, right? And that's what you think you should look for in a partner. I want not only a travel buddy and not only like a good parent that I can parent with like for our kids, but it's like I want somebody, whether they are a rocket scientist or work at McDonald's, that's passionate about what they do, can tell me about it and like share stories at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's no qualifications you have to date me. Just be real, be authentic, and be genuine. And I promise I'll give you all the same back. And I think that's why I'm a catch. Because like, look, I'm more than happy to date anyone. You don't have to have a pedigree or a caliber. I just want to get to know you for you. And if you're 100 and you keep it real, then we're going to have a good time.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Best answer we've had to date.
Oh, well, hey, I mean it. If you're out there, you keep it 100.
That's a good one.
Let me know.
All right. And how is the DMs looking?
Yeah, I don't check the DMs very often. I just check the first time in a week.
Overwhelming.
And I'm mostly like going to look for business opportunities.
Yeah.
A lot of like, you should date my daughter, or like, hey, shoot my shot, things like that. And I really respect it. And also like the you should date my daughter ones, I'm kind of like, I peep at because I'm like, that's really cute. Yeah. I love, a mom setting up their daughter and things like that. And not to discredit anyone who shoots their shot in a DM. That's awesome. I haven't fully processed yet and learned everything I can from my experience on the show, and also like still doing therapy, still learning and knowing what might make me a good potential future suitor, a father, whatever else comes along. Like I want to be the best person I can be. So I haven't really dove deep into the DMs and started to explore those opportunities so much. I'm just gonna do me and figure it out as we go.
So for the ladies on the edge of their seat right now, are they open?
Yes, yeah, we're definitely open. Yeah, tell me why you're a catch too. I want to hear about it. If you like, if you like the outdoors, look. A lot of the girls in the show I felt like have never had. This isn't a slight. This is just who people are. Mm-hmm. A lot of the girls in the show I feel like have never had dirt under their nails, in their lives. Yeah. A lot of the women that I went for were the types that did. They didn't show a lot of those stories. They showed a lot of bullshit, but like. I like a girl that can get a little rough and tumble sometimes, like wants to go out, isn't afraid to break a nail. That's pretty cool, So if you can do all that and at the end of the day be a fun conversationalist and good person to talk to, I'm about it. Yeah. So yeah, the DMs are open, ladies.
All right. Yeah. Where can they find you at?
Yeah, Nick the Watch Guy on Instagram. Our business is 1MT Watches. One more time, watches on Insta.
All right, we'll tag them both.
Yeah. So do it up, and ladies, you should know also I'm 70% in New Jersey right now too. So that's also a thing. It's like all the Colorado DMs. I would feel disingenuous trying to date somebody who lived out here if I'm not fully out here yet. Yeah. So that's also been rough for the dating life, is as I'm like going back and forth between two places. I'd have to date somebody that's like very independent, who's comfortable doing their thing, and we kind of have a slow burn going on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, we'll wrap it up there. hopefully you guys didn't miss Joe too much. I didn't butcher it.
I miss Joe a little bit,
too much. Yeah, I miss him a little bit. But
50-50.
you get sick, you get sick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys want to leave us any comments of what you want to see in the future or some kind critiques, please hold the mean ones. No, keep the mean ones coming. But
yeah, I'm about it. I've heard enough at this point where I can take anything, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me have it.
Same with Joe. Yeah.
Let me have it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
This was a blast. And thanks for hosting as well.
You know, it's not too much. We're in a boat in the middle of the garage. And we're on a boat. That's what I like to say. Yeah.
We're on a boat. Cue the Step Brothers music.
Boom. Outro. That's a wrap.
All right. Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.